Hi. I've tried to make this video at least like 4 times and it just keeps not happening. Mostly due to the fact that one, I tried to film it outside and my neighbor butted in and it was creepy. And then I did try to film it and then I tried to upload it and it didn't work. So I don't know if this is ever actually gonna go up, but I keep wanting to make YouTube videos and like do vlogs or just anything just to like talk, because I don't know, I have some things to say about different stuff, and I have a decent amount of people that follow me on Twitter and Tumblr, so yeah, and I'm just filming this on my iPhone because I don't have like a camera or anything, so this is literally just sitting on my windowsill, and sorry if the lighting is bad or anything, I don't have studio lights. This is literally the first like YouTube video I would ever be making. I wanted to talk mostly about just my experience. I thought I heard something. My experience in like retail. Because retail is shitty, and if you've ever worked in retail, then you know what I'm talking about. You know the customers, you know the managers that suck, you know the coworkers that don't do the shit they're supposed to. Like, it sucks. And I worked retail for a year at Kohl's. I'm not afraid to say it. They can fucking sue me if they want. I don't give a shit. And I work at a different place now. I'm not gonna say the name just because, like, if anybody ever found this or whatever, like, I do still work there. I don't really want to like say shit about them because I mean they're not really a bad company, and like neither really is Kohl's. I'm just bitter about it at this point because like I worked there for a year, and just all the shit that happened to me while I was there just made me want to blow my brains out. And I don't, if you've ever worked at Kohl's or like go to Kohl's enough, you probably know there's different types of like jobs you do. And when I did my interview, they asked me, what do you want to do? And I didn't want to do shoes because shoes sucks, and that's even before I knew retail that much. I, you know, I was just kind of like, well, because at the time I worked at Jimmy John's, and I'm not afraid to say them either, because they can suck my ass for all the bullshit they put me through, because I'm going to tell you about that first. Okay, so Jimmy John's. I worked there for a week. Not even really a week. It was more like Monday through Thursday I worked there, so kind of a week. I had been looking for a job for a long time, and I had just got out of high school and I still couldn't find a job, and just like every place was already hired because like summer was like kind of over at the time. It was like September-ish, and like it was getting into fall, and like so there really wasn't a ton of jobs that are more open during the summertime. And like I had put in, the thing was I had put in this application to Jimmy John's months ago. Like I hadn't heard back from them. I just forgot that I even said anything to them. And so like I get a call and they're like, hey, do you want to interview tomorrow at like 2:30 or whatever? And I was like, okay, sure. So I go, and it was really, like, I looked really nice, but it was, like, really casual. I think the interview was, like, 10 minutes, and they pretty much just asked, like, do you have any experience? And I said, no. Do you want to be a driver? No, because I didn't have my license. I still don't have my license. And then it was just over, and they were like, are you willing to take your piercings out? And at the time I just had my nose ring. I didn't have that, but I was like, sure, whatever. I mean, it's kind of annoying. I was kind of trying to avoid food service because I knew they would make me take that out, and but I did the interview. They told me I could come in whatever day, I don't remember what it was, and that I had the job. So I left the interview, I went to the mall, I got this changed to just like a clear thing, and that was it. Now, I had red hair at the time. Like, my hair was like this color red for like a year. At the time it hadn't been like that a year, but like I'd had it that way for like 4 or 5 months. I wasn't planning on changing it anytime soon, and they told me, like, you're not really supposed to have like weird colored hair, but he was like, it's fine, like, it's not that big of a deal. Which it really shouldn't be anyway, because you wear hats. Like, when you work at Jimmy John's or most, like, food places like that, you wear hats, your hair's up in a ponytail, no one even fucking sees it. And I already changed this. Like, I wasn't gonna change my hair, sorry, for, like, a stupid, shitty Jimmy John's job. So, I go in and I work a few days, and it was kind of stressful because, if you know Jimmy John's, they're really quick. They're, like, they're sandwiches all the time. And so, I learned as best as I could in the few days that I was there, and I was getting better. And I go in one morning because I worked like, I think I worked like 10 to like 2 o'clock or something. Like the shifts there were really weird, and I didn't get a lot of hours because it's a very like turnover job. And like, unless you're like a driver and you get tips, like you don't make a lot of money working there. I go in, and like there was a girl there. I had never seen her before, and I just assumed, well, maybe she's just somebody I haven't met. I've only been there a few days. Like, I've not probably met everybody. She's working on sandwiches, and there was her and another boy, and the boy was like, he wasn't an assistant manager, I don't think, but he was somebody that was like helped the other manager there. So I don't really know what he was, but he was like, can you please go to the bank that's like right across the street, like not even really across the street, just across the parking lot, because it was like a plaza that had a bunch of stuff in it, and there was a bank, and they were like, can you go to the bank and get money? And I was like, okay. So I go in my like shirt and everything, and I go get the money, and I come back, and I go back in the back room to put my apron on, and he goes, we're gonna have to send you home. And I was like, and I thought maybe it was because like it's just slow and they just don't need me, or I don't know, like I've only been there a few days, like I didn't know. And I was like, oh, well, why? And he was like, well, your hair's not a natural color, and you need to have a natural color to work here. Bitch, I've worked there for like a week, and you're just now telling me this? Like, I literally had worked there like 3 days prior to this, and they just now were like saying that. And you know why he suddenly came up to me and said that? Is because that bitch that was in the front counter making sandwiches, she was like the owner of the store. Because like, you know, like restaurants like that, they have the franchise usually, and like she was like the owner of like that store. And I didn't know that. Apparently her manager had not spoken to her about me, or like had told, you know, her, like you thought he would have been like, hey, there's a girl, she like is, you know, whatever, but like her hair's red or whatever the fuck. And like, no, he couldn't just tell me on the spot that unless I changed my hair I wouldn't have got, like if he would have told me that, I would have been like, okay, bye, like I don't need this job then. Like, so she didn't even come to me and tell me to my face. She had this other bitch boy come to me and do it. So I'm just sitting there like, what? Huh? And it was like fall, so it's rainy outside and it's cold, and I didn't want to go in Dorothy Lane Market, which is like right next to it. I didn't want to go in there, so I just sat there on the bench outside and cried because I was so upset. And maybe it makes me sound like a baby, but you know what, it was my first job, and I had tried so hard, and I was getting so frustrated that I couldn't find a job, and I finally found one, and I got fucking pretty much fired, and I was not going to change my hair for some shitty job. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go, especially when you hired me the way I was and said it was fine. Like, talk to the owner of the store before you hire me on then. And so I sit there, and I'm calling my grandmother, because I don't have a car, so I'm just, like, calling her, and she's not answering, and, like, I know it's probably just because she's busy or something, and I'm just sitting there crying. And I texted my friend, who at the time was still in high school, because I had just graduated myself, and she's a year below me, so she was still in high school. And I texted her, and I told her what happened. She called me, because I guess she was on her lunch, like, at school, and she was like, that's fucked up, and, like, they shouldn't have done that to you, and, like, she felt bad for me, and, like, obviously, and so finally, I got a hold of my grandfather, so I tell him what happened, sort of, not all of it. Pretty much just told him, like, come pick me up, like, something happened, and I'm not going to be working there anymore. So he didn't say anything, he just came pick me up, and I got in the car, and I was like, apparently I'm fired or something, and I explained to him what happened, and he was pissed. And, you know, it wouldn't have been a big deal if the guy would have just first said when I had the interview that you can't have colored hair and work here. Like, if he would have just said that and been like, if you change your hair, you can have the job, and if you don't, then I'm sorry, like, we can't hire you. If he would have just said that in the beginning, I wouldn't have even cared. But he didn't do that. He hired me. I did all the paperwork. I gave him all my bank information. Like, we had it all set up. I was working there. And so my grandfather got mad, and he dropped me off, and, like, I was here, and I explained to my grandmother what happened, and she thought it was bullshit, too. Fuck Jimmy John's. You can suck my ass. I still eat there because I get sick of Subway, but you know what? Fuck them. And yeah. So, and it made me feel humiliated because I started crying and like ran out of the store like a fucking dumbass. So, stories that I could tell, I guess, and just different people getting pissed at me stories, but I don't know. Like, if you want to see that, I guess I'll do another video. Like I said, I don't even know if this is going to go up because I've tried to make this video like 4 times and it hasn't gone up. So, I don't know. But I guess if you like the video, then like it. If you want to see me do more stuff, comment below. And I will try to put my social, whatever the fuck's, medias in the description. I don't know. I did make a video before this, and I talked about myself as, like, a person, like, my name. Because if you don't know me, my name's Emily. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a Libra, and I love long walks on the beach. But if you want me to do, like, an about video so you know more about me, then say it. I don't fucking know. Talk to me on Twitter, because honestly, I'm way more active on Twitter. I mean, I'm on YouTube a lot, but, like, I don't really know how active, like, meh. But I don't know. If I can get this uploaded and I can figure out how to do it, I might make, like, maybe a vlog a week or something about different shit. I don't know. There's a lot of things I could talk about because I'm into a lot of stuff. Like, if you follow me on Twitter, you know, or if you follow me on Tumblr, and I'll put the links of those in the description so you can have them, so you can follow me and look at my dumb shit that I post that doesn't make any sense or whatever. But I will see you all in the next video.